Hi, I'm Hunter Simonson with the Summer Undergraduate Research at Florida program in the College of Engineering. I've been working under Dr. Carlos Rinaldi and graduate student Shiab Sabliwal on magnetic nanoparticle purification. Nanoparticles are small, around 20 nanometers, which is roughly 3,000 times smaller than the width of a single strand of hair. Magnetite, one of the crystalline phases of iron oxide, has been increasing in value to the research community because of an anomalous physical property on the nanoscale, superparamagnetism, where if you apply a magnetic field, the particle behaves as a traditional magnet would, exhibiting a high magnetization. But when that field is removed, it behaves like a normal particle and the magnetization goes to zero. The nanoparticles have many promising applications, especially in the biomedical field for nanoscale heating, where, upon applying an alternating magnetic field, either the magnetic dipole within the particle or the entire particle itself will rotate with the field, producing heat. This can be exploited for techniques such as heat therapy of cancer or heat-induced drug release. The synthesis of these particles is constantly being fine-tuned and improved, but in general, the procedure is done by heating up a metal organic precursor, iron oleate, to 350 degrees Celsius in the presence of oleic acid and other high boiling point organic solvents. The particles themselves become coated with oleic acid and are very hard to remove from the reaction solvents for further use without affecting the particles. My project involves an important but often overlooked question. How do we go from this raw product slurry of nanoparticles and organic junk into pure, colloidally stable iron oxide nanoparticles while avoiding aggregation? Typically, most groups will use a solvent exchange, dispersing the nanoparticles in a solvent that it is soluble in, such as toluene or hexane, and then adding an anti-solvent that the original solvent is miscible with, but the nanoparticles themselves are not soluble in, up to the point of supersaturation that the nanoparticles precipitate as a solid to the bottom of the solution. This method can be effective, but it is not consistent in providing clean nanoparticles, so we combine the solvent exchange with gel permeation chromatography to separate the nanoparticles. This works by passing the solution of nanoparticles through a tightly packed column containing microscopic and porous beads. The larger particles, such as the nanoparticles, pass through the beads in the void space between them, whereas the smaller particles, like excess solvent, enter the pores of the beads, and this slows down the rate of evolution through the bead matrix. Let's see how this works in action. To show just how clean our nanoparticles get, we use three different analytical techniques. First, we use SQUID, which uses a magnetic field to characterize the magnetic properties of the particles, and then we fit this magnetic data to the Langevin-Chantrel equation to give an effective magnetic volume within the sample, and this tells us how much of the sample that we lose during the washing process. Then, we use thermogravimetric analysis, which takes the sample and heats it up past the temperature which all of the organic material will combust, and measures the weight before and after to see how much of the solvent and how much is particles. Finally, we use dynamic light scattering to show that the process did not cause any aggregation amongst the nanoparticles, by measuring zeta potential, or how much the particles are likely to undergo Brownian motion to give an effective hydrodynamic diameter. So far, our procedure has shown promising organic content from TGA, reducing the percent organic content from 99.9% to about 25 to 50%. In the future, we hope to show consistency of this process across different batches in inter- and intra-batch reproducibility for an easy method of cleaning nanoparticles for further applications and functionalization. I'd like to thank all involved in the program and especially our provost for sponsoring.